Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's weekly Town Hall meeting, December 19th, 2022. Today's agenda is projects and development updates, documentation updates, marketing and content updates, collaborations, and Q&A. Robinson, please start us off with project and development updates.
Thank you. As usual, let's start with our engineering metrics. So we have the first item from the engineering metrics is the speed from the DORA metrics. So we have an upward trend which shows that the release is going to take approximately 12 days. So we are not having any releases. So this in the previous week. So it looks like this is going to show an upward trend for some more time. On the deployments or releases, so we actually had no releases in the last 12 days. So it is showing a downward trend here. So as I was talking about this earlier, we're not having any releases for the rest of the year. So hopefully from the first week of Jan 2023, we would see a lot more progress in this particular metrics, that the releases or deployments. Throughput, we have some interesting activity here. First of all, there's an upward trend, and also I think there's around a dozen PRs which we handled in the last week. So this one is showing an upward trend. That is the overall code that we have committed. It's looking good. On the quality side, we had no bugs reported against production, and there was no deployments or releases done. So it is remaining at zero. And this is one of our challenges because we have to increase the release frequency so that those quality metrics make more sense. So at this point, we're not actually able to find bugs against releases and do releases in time. So this quality metrics from the DORA standard is somewhat tricky in our scenario. On the blockchain side, for the Peerplays legacy code base, we are preparing for an alpha release. This would contain most of the work that we have done on Ethereum Suns and updates for Bitcoin Suns and Hive. So this is not going to happen immediately. This is hopefully early Jan 2023. And the idea is that this particular release will be given out to the DApp teams. We have to verify our apps as well as the libraries, various libraries like the Python and Peerplays libraries against the updates that we're doing. Though it is expected that there will be changes due to serialization, so we will have to adapt to those changes. And on other progress, we are progressing on the Ethereum Suns side with introduction of ERC20 support. So that work is in progress. On the substrate side, we have so we had challenges with having the Ethereum or subcontracts as well as Ink subcontracts. Ink is a language based in Rust, which is used in the Polkadot ecosystem for writing smart contracts. So we were having just on having these two languages supported simultaneously. So it looks like we're making progress on that front. So that work is progressing nicely as well. On the next video release, and the major work is happening on the UX design for Ethereum and for Ethereum. So that's in progress. So from a development perspective, we have the same repository for Prelink, and we did our first demo for the three speak team. So we don't have the backend done yet, but the front end is pretty much like an available. So we did a demo over the last week, and we are continuing with rest of the implementation. That's on Peerlink. And in addition to these updates, we are working on Peer Together and other requirement gathering happening for GPC. That's for essentially for a project called PeerView. That's in progress. And on the libraries, we are planning to have a release of our Peerplays and Python and JS libraries soon. So we are trying to publish those as well. So that's all from the development team. Thank you.
Thank you, Robinson. Sean, documentation updates, please.
Thank you. Hello, everyone. So for this week in our documentation updates, we have our user guide for Next that we're working on. And so far, we have a few of these pages complete. That is in progress. And this one is going to be split into various pages to make it easier to digest. Also, we have our functional specifications for peer review in progress, which will have our requirements for peer review. And that's all for my update today. Thank you.
Thank you, Sean. Michael, marketing and content updates, please.
Thank you, Kelly. Good morning, everyone. I wanted to give the group an update on the Scenes platform. As of last Thursday, December 15th, we have an Android app available. The download link for that app is available via Vlad's December 15th email that was sent to everyone in the organization. Please refer to it to download and you start using the app. Robert is logging updated fixes via Avalon change logs to make sure that they meet the minimum requirements of updates that we're expecting before we progress. And again, the message continues to be to please continue to send your feedback and comments to Vlad on either Rocket Chat or Scenes so that we can continue to develop this project favorably. With respect to the weekly emails, they are trending pretty positively. We've got a little bit more work to do in terms of engagement. Last week's email is trending like December 2nd, but we expect those numbers to increase throughout this week. Top 5 links for last week's email include Bobinson's blockchain alpha release 1.520 updates, tutorial video to set up a witness, Jonathan's Peerplays reaction video to the US Fed potential Bitcoin ban, a story on Hollywood's Board 8 problem, and Townhall updates, specifically with respect to Bobinson's product and development updates. These emails will continue weekly, and in combination with Christina's new efforts on social will hopefully drive our numbers upwards. So just to reiterate, Christina started obviously last week or the week before. Her social media posts start today. The focus will be adding value for our community members, including focus on Peerplays product updates, Peerplays release update information, and some industry thought leadership for the organization in general. Social media metrics will begin reporting in January of 2023 with Christina collaborating with Vitor to provide that on a weekly basis. Again, the message would be, if you are on any of the platforms listed on the right, please interact and engage with our original content on social so that we can drive our numbers of engagement. The good news is that we have about 150,000 approximate followers across all of our platforms. Obviously, the observation would be that not all of those people are actively engaged, but it's a wonderful start for us to start and build out a greater presence on social. And so that work will continue throughout the remainder of this month and with increased energy in 2023. In the interest of full transparency, we had a bit of a glitch on syncing up the new peerplays.com with Google Analytics, and you will see that activity reflected on the top graph in the upper right. That has now been resolved. And moving forward in January 23, we will be providing full metrics on the traffic and visibility to our website. In general, our page views are still pretty positive, and we're going to be working with Vitor and Christina to boost our organic searches and our presence on Google. Additionally, for 2023, we're going to break out these metrics not just for peerplays.com, but for all those other platforms we really want people to engage in. Right now, I'm sharing the information for the existing digital decentralized exchange. That will obviously switch once we launch next in the new year. But again, the message will be that we're going to be providing full metrics across all of our platforms, including the developer, community, infrastructure, and witness DOS sections of the website. So I'm looking forward to reporting those numbers in January of 2023. That's it for me. I just want to take this opportunity to thank everyone in the organization for supporting the marketing and content team in the last quarter, and also thank the marketing team for all of their efforts over the last few months. Transitions are never easy, but I wish everyone happy holidays and looking forward to much collaboration in the new year. Thank you, Kelly.
Thank you, Michael. Jonathan, collaboration updates, please.
Thank you very much. So these are the collaboration updates for Peerplays in this past week. We had another meeting with Gaming Benefits Corporation. That's on the regulated charitable gaming front. We are integrating Peerplays into a regulator dashboard, which will work with their gaming apps. And that work is progressing. Sean gave a little bit of an update on that in regards to how we're going to connect with that. Overall, pretty positive. We managed to be able to have a demo with them to be able to get a feel for how their applications work more closely. So that's looking good. On the medical front, Mars VR, gamified rehabilitation community. So that's a project where they've created a VR rehabilitation type of a game, and it works with wheelchairs and other types of devices. So it's very, very advanced. And this is, of course, targeting the medical industry with a game. And of course, with Peerplays, they're going to be able to incorporate elements of blockchain into that. Specifically, the designs that they are looking at incorporate NFTs as a means of being able to a platform, I guess, using blockchain that could be easy to transact for peer-to-peer type of experience. So we just got some of the specifics in terms of how they are developing this, and it looks really good. So we gave the thumbs up this past week on how they intend to approach Peerplays, and we expect to see more from them in the coming months. So that's good. And community, there's Avalon Meta. Michael already spoke on this a little bit in regards to the Scene community platform. Of course, we are continuing to work with the migration and continuing to report on bugs and whatnot. We're still hopeful that over the course of the next little while, we're going to be able to make the transition, assuming that all things get sorted out and we see the stability required to move forward with them. Those are the primary collaboration updates. In terms of dedicated team updates, in the previous week, we heard about Christina joining the team. Michael was able to give that introduction, so that's all good. Aside from that, we're a team complete. There isn't any new members that we're looking to bring on board at this time. So we're going into the end of 2022 with complete team for Peerplays going to 2023. So exciting times, and thanks to everybody for helping make this happen.
Thank you, Jonathan. Questions, comments, thoughts? I've had 6 that came in from the community here. I will read off the first one. Is there any chance of getting listed on the XBit shares or Bit20 BitShares gateway in the future? Would be cool to trade PPY there. Jonathan, this question's for you.
Yeah, so it's BitShares, so it's a decentralized exchange, which means anyone can choose to list there if they like. However, with our history of BitShares, the PPY token on BitShares that is controlled by Rudex has been frozen and is no longer available. So it would require somebody else essentially creating a counterparty token for the purposes of trading. I don't know what that would be like in today's regulatory environment. It's certainly possible. This would mean, unfortunately, that it could get shut down in similar fashion to what happened with Rudex. So, like I said, anyone's free to do this, but we don't have any plans to seek this out. A Sun sidechain could also be developed, but we haven't seen any demand to justify the effort. So, all in all, I agree. It would be cool, but it seems nobody has been able to make a business case for it. So otherwise, they would have likely done this themselves by now. So that's all I got to say about that.
Thank you. Could you elaborate on what humanization of crypto is?
Okay. This is something I like to talk about. So to put simply, humanization of crypto means putting social sciences before computer sciences, so that we can maximize how we as people interface with the systems being created using crypto, right? Crypto tech specifically. So we can see in the crypto space now, it's filled with computer first thinking, right? Systems take on a carrot and stick type approach and basically treat people like automatons, right? You're just supposed to, push and pull based on the sticks and carrots that are put in front of you. We made the same sort of mistakes, honestly, when it came to Peerplays over the years. And we've identified this point as a major sticking point when it comes to adoption. If the systems we create have more alignment with people, we can see more sustainable use and growth for those tools that we make in Peerplays, right? So the approach isn't just good for Peerplays too, but for all of crypto. Imagine if Peerplays provides a superior humanized experience for Bitcoin or Ethereum or Hive, right? Or any other blockchain that Peerplays is connected to. Imagine if we can provide a better gaming experience utilizing gamification that doesn't incorporate black hat techniques, which burns people out, right? These are some of the benefits of putting human first goggles on when looking at systems we're working on. So that's pretty much all I got to say about that.
Thank you. Here's the third question. Could you give a brief summary of how NFTs work on Peerplays?
Okay, so there's essentially 3 types of NFTs on Peerplays today. One that acts as a certification which issues to an account. So it can't be transferred. It's basically like, think of how you might get a certificate for going to university, or maybe you get a certification in completing a course. That's something that's uniquely yours and attributed to you alone. So that type of NFT would be associated only with your account, and you can't sell or transfer it. It's similar to the Soul token that Vitalik once suggested for Ethereum earlier this year when he talked about decentralized ID. So that's already in Peerplays. That's one type of NFT that we've created. Another is the other two, which are based off Ethereum standards, ERC 751 and 1155, ERC 1155. They are compatible with these standards. These are native types of NFTs that you can use in Peerplays today. So I'd suggest, though, for details, go to the resource section of peerplays.com, where you'll find a huge library in regards to the NFTs in Peerplays, how you can use them, API tools, the NFT decks. There's all kinds of things that are available in the resource section of peerplays.com. So for more details on that, I'd highly recommend going there.
Thank you. If Peerplays is decentralized, why is there a leadership team?
Okay, so this is probably in response to how we report things in the town halls. So decentralization happens on multiple levels, right? And organizes in different ways. So on the technical side, when you look at witnesses that run Peerplays blockchain, they are all over the world, have origins from different places, act independently in what they see as the best interests for ensuring the code base and transaction signing is happening in consensus. Those witnesses are activated by people who participate in GPOS, in gamified proof of stake, with their PPY that gets powered up. So there's already thousands of PPY accounts and holders, which through the protocol can select whomever they want to be able to actively participate as a witness, a son, or an advisor committee member, right? So there's that level of decentralization. Then there are those who contribute to what you might call the externalities of the blockchain, right? The reference to the leadership team in the updates is just some of the roles the development and marketing team take on in order to organize and understand who's doing what, right? So the roles of these teams are fulfilled by numerous contributors that contract to work on Peerplays blockchain ecosystem in those capacities. Yeah, so having a unity of purpose from a diverse base of contributors from around the world that are competent in their contributing roles is essential to the successful outcome. So that's largely why we do things the way we do. If there's any evidence-based suggestions on how to better organize these efforts, it would be certainly taken seriously to look for ways that we can improve this. Our recent work in utilizing Kata, for example, with the development and marketing have been to find ways to solve outstanding issues in how things are done for developing Peerplays. So Kata, by the way, is a concept that has largely been popularized by Toyota in their application of using it to be successful in the car industry and how they've been successful for decades. So part of this process includes working on empowering everyone so that there is more decentralized decision-making with the different facets of contribution to Peerplays. Basically, multiple autonomous teams are working together now on Peerplays. So simply to call them, leadership team is not really a misnomer, but just to help identify who's doing what. That's about it.
Thank you. Question 5. Have you ever thought about moving to another chain that has more infrastructure?
So actually, we haven't just thought about it. We're actively doing it. I take it this is probably a question from somebody who's relatively new to Peerplays or just getting up to date on what's going on. But we've given numerous updates about this research in other tech stacks to address technical debt issues that we're faced with using the graphene toolkit. For several months now, we've been working on this transition in order to reduce the overhead on development so that we can better focus on putting our tooling that's more useful for end users rather than focus on developers. So the toolkit that we're talking about is Substrate. Substrate is the same toolkit which Kusama, Polkadot, and Moonbeam is based from. And that's ultimately what we chose to go with, because how their stack works and the work that we've done in sidechain technology is very comparable to what they've done. And it also made the most sense in terms of where we see the future of Peerplays. So we expect to see this transition to the new stack actually next year, 2023, along with some other exciting elements, which will enable more decentralized organization of resources for Peerplays. So yeah, the short answer is yes, it's happening.
Thank you. And final question from the community. Can you provide some blockchain metrics at town halls, like X transactions, X wallets, or something around whether people are using it more or not?
Well, one of the things we're working on is a reporting tool in relation to Gaming Benefits Corp, GBC, that provides details of on-chain metrics that's in Peerplays. We hope to expand this to include side chains that Peerplays connects to as well in the future, so that it becomes a very useful tool for gaining insights into not just Peerplays activity, but Ethereum, Bitcoin Hive, or any other chains that we connect to. So I think once we have that tool more developed, it would make a great addition to the town halls as part of the metrics. Yeah, I think that would be a good idea. So thanks for the suggestion.
Thank you. I'll leave it open here as well. Is there any questions from this live? Okay, that ends today's weekly town hall meeting, December 19th, 2022. I hope you all have a great week. I do want to note that our next town hall will be Tuesday, January 3rd. We will see you all then. Thank you.